You ever finish a match just staring at the screen thinking, why am I still getting outplayed? You've got the aim, the reflexes, maybe even a few 20-bomb games under your belt, but something's not clicking, something's holding you back. This is the video you're gonna wish you watched earlier, and the one I wish existed when I started playing Warzone, because it wasn't my aim, it wasn't my loadout. It was the small stuff, quiet habits I didn't even realize were sabotaging me. But that stops now. Season 4 isn't just an update, it's your reset button. Let's talk about it. Let's kick it off with the biggest mistake I was making. I wasn't playing aggressive, I was playing reckless. Every fight, I was diving in head first. Every rotation, a highlight reel waiting to get clipped. I treated Warzone like it was a frag montage, not a battle royale built on survival, discipline, and timing. And that mindset, it cost me games I should have won. Because Warzone doesn't reward chaos, it punishes it. It rewards patience, positioning, precision. I had to learn how to slow down, pick my fights, not chase them, control the tempo instead of being dragged by it. When you overpush, especially in early circles, you're not proving dominance, you're gambling your entire match on a coin toss. Smart aggression is what separates the noobs from the pros. I had to learn that the hard way. Now let's talk about movement. I used to sprint across open fields, zero cover, zero plan. You don't realize how exposed you are until it's too late. A rooftop sniper, a team hiding in a bush, boom, deleted. The fix? Plan your movement like you're in chess. Use buildings, fences, broken walls, anything to break line of sight. And even though I have a love-hate relationship with smoke, even smoke grenades can be useful. If you have to cross open terrain, make it fast, make it unpredictable, slide cancel, bunny hop, zigzag. Don't be a straight line target. And speaking of rooftops, I wasn't checking them, ever. Every rotation, especially late game, I just run, eyes forward, maybe a glance left or right, never up. Rooftops aren't just high ground, they're power plays. Free line of sight, free third-party angles, free kills. The players sitting up top, they're not lucky, they're locked in. They planned for that angle, they beat you to it, and now they own the fight before it even starts. That's why I scan vertically, every single rotation, eyes up, ears sharp. If I catch audio above me, I don't panic, I reposition, I reframe the fight, either I push smart or I pull out clean, but ignore verticality, that's a one-way ticket to the gulag. Speaking of the gulag, it had me confused. I'd go in, panic, push too early, or freeze. And the truth, the gulag is more about strategy than skill. I learned to treat every gulag like a puzzle, sound cues, timing, positioning. I stopped sprinting down the middle, started holding angles, started pre-aiming where players should be, not where they were. The gulag isn't just about getting out, it's about having a solid strategy, win it clean, and you reset with purpose. Here's one that hurt me more times than I want to admit. I underestimated the gas. As an OG PUBG player, I thought I could play in the gas like you can play in the blue. I thought that a gas mask was the equivalent of a drink and some pills. And boy, was I wrong. Unlike the blue zone, this gas slaps hard. It eats away at your armor and your health. And it doesn't care if it's at the start or end of the round. Tactically, I'd be looting, taking my time, ignoring the timer. Then suddenly, I'm in the gas, panicking. The gas in Warzone isn't just a shrinking circle. It's a force multiplier for bad decisions. If you're behind the clock, you rotate wrong. If you're rotating late, you fight in bad zones. Start moving early before the pressure starts. Use the circle to cut off opponents, not get boxed in by them, and always carry a gas mask. While it's not gonna save you if you're deep in the gas, it will give you those few extra seconds to get out of a bind. Speaking of the gas and circle, another thing that held me back, I wasn't playing the zone, I was chasing it. Every game, I was reacting to circles, rotating late, getting pinched, fighting in open terrain with zero plan, and it cost me again and again. Warzone punishes poor circle management. You don't just need to rotate, you need to rotate with purpose. That means understanding hard shifts, that means knowing elevation advantages, that means predicting where fights will stack up and beating them there. Now, every time the zone moves, I'm already thinking 2 steps ahead. Where's the choke point? Where's the high ground? Where's the nearest building that'll that'll give me third-party control. If I'm holding a bad edge, I don't stay and fight, I reposition, I wrap, I let other squads fight while I control space. Because in Warzone, you don't win by pushing in, you win by holding them out. Okay, this next one took me forever to realize. Buy stations are limited, not just in what they offer, but when. You don't get unlimited UAVs or guaranteed loadouts every time. I used to assume I could stroll up, grab what I need, but by mid-game, I'm nowhere close to a buy station, or worse, camped. That's why the early game economy matters. Loot fast, stack cash, get that loadout. Your loadout isn't just comfort, it's survival. Your perks, your weapons, your rhythm. And if you wait too long, you're fighting meta weapons with ground loot. That's not confidence, that's chaos. So now, I hit the buy early, no hesitation. What else might be holding you back? Start running contracts. I used to skip them. Thought they were side quests, optional, random. Maybe a bounty if I was bored, but contracts aren't filler, they're fuel. Recon locks in your next rotation, scavenger floods your inventory before the zone even moves. Most wanted, high risk. But if you're solo and broke, it's your comeback path. Every contract creates direction, every contract creates opportunity. You're not just looting, you're learning, not just surviving, you're building leverage. And in Warzone, idle players get deleted, contracts force movement, they teach the map, they teach the tempo, and they pay off every single time. I ignored the sniper meta for way too long. Close range was my comfort zone, SMGs, assault rifles, the occasional shotgun, but long range, I left it to chance until I got picked off mid-rotation again and again. Snipers are your checkmate piece, they control pace, they force movement, and in quads, a good sniper turns a 4 versus 4 into a 3 versus 4 instantly. You don't need to be flashy, just consistent. One downed enemy changes everything, that even as a solo, you need the range. A sniper rifle lets you break campers, punish rotators, and scout safely. Don't ignore that power. This one's embarrassing. I wasn't plating smart. Sometimes I wasn't plating at all. I'd finish a fight, reload, and just run. No plates, no recovery, or worse, plating out in the open, standing still like a scarecrow. Now, I prioritize it. You win fights by staying alive, and full plates give you just enough buffer to survive a bad peak or late reaction. Pop plates right after cover, make it a habit, muscle memory, and never enter a fight half-armored. It's the difference between surviving and spectating. Let's talk about something I didn't expect. Squad matches were holding me back. Not because squads are bad, but because I wasn't getting better. I was leaning on teammates, letting comms make decisions for me, wasting mental bandwidth on support plays, pings, revives, drama. And don't get me started on randoms. Half the time, I was tilted before the first zone even closed. But when I dropped into solos, everything changed. No backup, no safety net, just me. Every decision mine. I learned how to rotate under pressure, how to plate while hunted, how to take fights outnumbered and win. Solos force discipline, they expose your habits, they sharpen your edge. It's not just you versus players, it's you versus the map, the loot, the storm, the clock, and once you master that, you won't just play better in squads, you'll lead them. Here's a bonus one that took me way too long to admit. I was chasing kills more than I was chasing wins. I got addicted to the feed, the dopamine hit of a triple kill, the badge, the flex, the ego boost, but guess what? None of that matters when you finish in 37th place. Kills don't win matches, position does, timing does, awareness does, smart rotations, strong zones, clutch recoveries. That's what builds wins. I had to stop measuring performance by the scoreboard and start measuring it by the decisions I made when it mattered. Did I push smart? Did I rotate early? Did I control the power position or throw it away for one more kill? Warzone is a mental game first. You can't shoot your way through bad decision making. Now, I still frag, I still push, but it's calculated. If a fight doesn't move me closer to winning, I don't take it. And that shift alone, it made me dangerous in the late game. If you're still here, you're not just watching Warzone content, you're leveling up. We covered the bad habits, the ones that cost me games, the ones you might not even realize are holding you back, over pushing without a plan, running open terrain like it's safe, ignoring rooftops, skipping plates, underestimating the gas, wasting contracts, playing the meta wrong, squads without growth, loadouts without reps, rotations without intent, and chasing kills instead of wins. All of it cut cut, because now you've got the full playbook. You're not just rotating smarter, you're planning 2 steps ahead. You're not just surviving fights, you're dictating them. And if this hit, if this helped, drop a like, subscribe if you're serious about the grind, and hit the comments. Tell me what habit you had to break, because this isn't the end, it's the reset. In Season 4, it's your shot to play clean, play fast, and start winning on purpose. I'll see you in the next one.